got my music going. Crap, I forgot. Okay. So I'm going to try to turn the camera around at some point so you guys can see. I don't know how good it's going to be because you'll be looking through my windshield, but the sky today. I used to, back when I had a normal job, on the weekends, if we had rain during the week, and like a lot of rain, I would go on the weekend and drive north of Phoenix to where the desert and the mountains and stuff are and take photos. Because we generally had white, very billowy clouds in the sky, but it would be blue, and the ground was wet, so it just looked better. And I got some nice photos. I love doing that. Just go out in the middle of nowhere, out in the desert, and take pictures. And I wasn't thinking about the fact that my car could break down and I might be stuck out in the middle of the desert somewhere, and no road signs or anything, so it's not like I could tell anybody where I was. Well, I drove past some cactus, and I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about wanting to get some nice photos, Oh well. I'm on my way to pick up a waste of time, really, from the auction. I just want to get out of the house, so that's really what this is about. This is about me getting out of the house, getting away from my mother. She was on a broom again this morning. I don't even know. I think she wakes up and starts looking for things to be pissed off about. It's like, because I wake up and I'll try to be like, okay, it's a new day, because I've had to listen to her from the whole day before. It's a new day. Maybe she'll be in a better mood. Maybe she won't be mean to me. I'm hopeful every day. And every once in a while, I'll walk out of my room and she'll say something nice. Not nice, but she won't be negative, and she won't bite my head off just for breathing. And so those are good days when they start out like that. Today was not one of those. She had a grocery order coming from Walmart this morning, and that put a bee in her bonnet for some reason. And neither one of us are morning people. Like, I told my kids when they were little, not little, but like once they reached old enough to understand things, like 9, 10 years old, somewhere around that age, I was like, especially on the weekend, do not talk to me for an hour in the morning. I have to have my coffee. I have to wake up. Otherwise, I'm just going to be a giant bitch. And there wasn't anything I could do about it. I just am not a morning person at all. Not even a little bit, There's nothing morning about me. I'm a night person. I always have been a night person. Okay, this person's got their left turn arrow. Oh, I really should turn the camera around sometime. But then no one would do anything stupid. So you guys wouldn't get to see half of the crap I see when I'm doing these videos. Anyway, yeah, I'm a night person. I can stay up all night. I can be more focused at night for some reason. I don't know if it's because people aren't out in another room yelling, but I've always been this way. I've always functioned better at night. When I was in college, any of the papers, like research papers or papers that, we had to do that were like more than, a page or two. Not just book reports or whatever, but like full-on papers with notes and the whole thing, references and stuff. Anytime I worked on something in the middle of the night, I'd get an A. It never failed. Write something during the day, B, C, I never got below a C in any of my English classes ever, but because that was my thing. I like to write, So, you know, now I lost my train of thought. I woke up early this morning so I could use maybe I'll remember later what I was talking about. Who knows? It's always a surprise. Anyway, I set my alarm so I could wake up and use the bathroom before my mother got up this morning. She usually gets up around 8:30. So if I get in there before her, then I don't have to worry about her banging on the door because I'm in there. Because she'll do that. I can just barely get in the bathroom and she's banging on the door to let me know that she's out there waiting. Like, okay, I just got in here. Anyway, back to what I did. I got up early because I want to beat her to the bathroom, and then I had another sale, so I got that all packaged up so that I could. Oh man, I just forgot. I'm supposed to be going to the post office first, and they close at 1 o'clock. I wonder if I can't believe I just did that. Shit. I know there's a post office out where I'm going. Now I'm gonna have to look for it. Damn it. Crap. Hate when I'm stupid. Hate it. Well, really being stupid is spending over $6 on this. That's stupid. And here I realized the irony of my last video as I was paying for this. You know, like I'm griping about Amazon not offering the same things they used to and it costing more. But, you know, once a week it's about once a week, I will stop and spend $6-7, whatever it is for this. And this is an addiction. This is an addiction, although I don't have to have it every day, so like I used to. When I used to have caffeine, I used to go every day. Okay, let's see. How many subjects have I touched on in the past 5 minutes? Like, I don't know, 4? I haven't finished any of them. Okay, people. Really? I think everyone put snails in their gas tank this morning. We're not in Sun City yet, folks. If you've ever been to Arizona and you've been to Metro Phoenix, if you've ever by accident ended up out in Sun City, it's a whole different, it's like being on a different planet. There's a bunch of people and they're all in their little golf carts and they're all driving like 10 miles an hour or whatever it is. And you can't go around them on some of the streets. You just have to poke along behind the golf carts. It's a retirement community. Like, you can't live in Sun City, I think, unless you're over 55. I can't remember what the rules are, but there's rules. And, they have their own thing out there. Now, I'm in Sun City now, technically. But I'm not in the part where everybody crawls along in their golf carts. I could drive into that and show you guys, but I don't want to. Anyway, okay, so if I could remember anything that I was talking about before I talked about this, I could finish what I was talking about. This is so stupid. I really wish my brain would not do what it does. You know, sometimes, like I was talking about at night, I can stay focused. And it's not just because there's no distractions or whatever. I just do better at night. And I just think I have a messed up circadian rhythm. I'm backwards, you know. And I'm not just backwards with the nighttime stuff. Like, when it comes to medications, a lot of medications will have the opposite effect on me. Like, I used to get migraines. This is just one example. I used to get migraines when I was in my 30s. It was hormonal, you know. And I had a prescription for Fiorinol. And most people, Fiorinol make them tired. You know, kind of knocks you out. It doesn't really knock you out, but it makes you tired, you know. Oh, not me. I would take a Fiorinol for my migraine, and it would make me hyper as shit, you know. bang, 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 bang. I couldn't sleep. There was no way. So, you know, that's just one example of a medication having the opposite effect on me. My brain is wired different. I can't avoid trailing off. It's just something that happens. It's so nice today. Again, it's a really nice day. I'm glad I left the house when I did. I didn't want to be put in a bad mood, you know? So she got her groceries happened to come while I was getting ready to leave, and I'm like, oh, great. So, because I didn't want to get in the way at all. Because if you get in her way when she's trying to do something, there's hell to pay. So, I'm trying to stay out of her way. I'm trying to get my stuff together. I have an IKEA bag that is just packed full because some of the boxes were large, so I've got them crammed in there. Anyway, I'm trying to get outside, so I waited until she was out in the garage because we've got a refrigerator in the garage that she keeps extra stuff in. And so she headed out there, so I bolted out the front door while she was in the garage. I'm like, bye. I didn't even say bye to her. Sometimes we don't, you know. If the other person is doing something, then we don't tell anybody where we're going or whatever. We just leave. I've gotten my head chewed off before for asking her a question. I don't know. I asked her where she was going one time, and I thought it was the end of the world. Because, you know, but she can ask me all the time everything. And then she tries to use well, I'm the mother. Really? I'm 63. It doesn't count that you're the mother anymore. 63, I've been doing my own thing for all these years. You're not throwing the mother card out and having it stick. It doesn't work with me anymore. I can't wait till I move. One of these days I'm gonna get a notification or an email or a phone call or something from one of these complexes that I've applied to, and I'm gonna be able to move. Once I get moved, I think I'm gonna not answer my phone for at least a week from anybody. Like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm just gonna have some peace and quiet, nobody up my butt every time I do something, nobody overseeing me washing my hands at the kitchen sink. It's insane, really, the amount of hovering that she does. And critiquing. Everything I do is wrong. Everything. There is nothing I do that I'm doing the right way. Ever. And it, you know, after a while it starts to get to you. Anyway, I am at the auction. Can't believe I forgot to go to the post office first. That was so stupid. You know what? I don't know if I'm going to wear my camera in this time because I'm picking up DVDs. I got 2 lots of DVDs for, I think, $5 each. I don't even know why I bought them. I know why. Okay. Dave, ADH Dave, ADH Dave mentioned in his most recent video that he thinks DVDs might see a comeback, and I kind of agree with his thoughts on it. So when I saw these 2 lots of DVDs, I was like, maybe I'll just pick those up, you know. There might be some good ones in there, and then whatever's not great, I can lot up and sell them as a lot. I'll for sure make my money back. I'm not even worried about that. It's just, they're such a pain in the butt because you have to look up each one, and, you know, it's a pain. Anyway, I'm not going to record when I go in this time, but I will be back in a little bit. Okay, I thought I would show you guys what the sky looks like. It's really, I mean, most of it's like this, where it's just blue with some patchy clouds. I don't know if I can turn this thing back around while I'm recording. I don't think so. Boo. All right, now I've got to find a post office. Oh, I'm going to ask the guys that work here where the closest post office is. Maybe they'll know. what my car is. Oh, the door. Quick question. Where's the closest post office? Is it open on Saturday? When you say right there, in the parking lot. Oh, thank you. Well, I know which post office I'm coming to on Saturdays from now on. I went in, there was one little guy in front of me, and he was filling something out. She asked him to step to the side, scanned all my packages, and I was done. I wasn't even in there 5 minutes. This post office is in a weird location, like at the end of a strip mall in Sun City where all the old people are. They probably all go first thing in the morning. So me going at almost noon, it was empty. Like I said, nope, there was one guy. Anyway, so from now on, if I have any packages to ship on Saturdays, I will bring them here. Because it's right there around the corner from the auction. How convenient is that? I'm trying to think of something else I could go do that would be outside, you know, where I wouldn't look like a crazy person for walking around by myself. If I found, I don't know, maybe I'll drive around and look for yard sales, because then I'm outside. I could record a little bit to share with you guys, and I could enjoy the weather for a little bit. I'm not gonna be able to do it when summer hits, that's for sure. I need to go to the bank though. I have no cash. I'm gonna turn up here and I'm gonna go deeper into Sun City where all the golf carts are. I don't know if that footage that I got of the sky so that you guys could see how really pretty it is today is gonna turn out, because it was through my windshield and my windshield is not clean. We had some rain last week, and I usually end up with mud on my windshield, so it doesn't always look great. Anyway, I think I'm gonna stop this for now because I need to find a bank. I finally found an ATM at a drive-up. It was like trying to find a unicorn in Sun City. I drove around all the banks out here. Well, not all of them now, but most of the banks in this area do not have drive-up ATMs. And I'm not sure if it's because, I don't know why. Because over in the area where I live, most of the banks have drive-up ATMs. But out here in the land of the ancient people, there are no drive-up ATMs. Maybe the older people don't use them, or they get confused by them. I know my mother, who is 83, refuses to use the drive-up ATM. She's worried that it's not going to record her deposit like if she was to deposit money in it. I want a receipt. Will you get a receipt from the drive-up ATM? Well, I want to talk to a person. Okay. So that's probably it. That's probably why there are no, or very few, limited drive-up ATMs in this area. And I'm not even in Sun City anymore. Well, that's probably why I found one. I drove up to at least 4 banks while I was in Sun City. None of them. Like, you drive around the building and there's nothing. There might be an ATM outside on the front of the building, but I think the majority of customers, at least out there where all the old people are, go inside the bank like they used to, you know. They're still doing it that way. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 years from now, when most of the older people will have had some exposure to technology, you know. However limited it might be, they will still have some exposure to some technology, I would think. You know, the majority of them will have had a computer at home. They will have had, have been using ATMs for a long time. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, things are going to change as the generations get older. It'll be interesting to see if the banks change, if I'm still around. If the banks change out here in this area, because a lot of the people would be in my age group, and we've been using ATMs and, doing stuff online for a good chunk of our lives at this point. Hell, I was going online before AOL was a thing. It wasn't easy, and everything was dial-up, so it took, 10 years to do anything. But, we were doing it. Some of us were anyway. I was always very interested, even when I worked for the phone company, and that was in 1979, 1980. I worked for the phone company, and we had a computer that we used to sign in, log in for our day at work, and then we used that same computer to look up routing numbers for the linemen, because I worked in a department where all the work orders for the linemen came in, and we still had paperwork. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. We had these plastic packets that the papers went in, and we had to file them according to the work order number, but we could look up things on the computer. It was antiquated too. I mean, now if I was to look at the machine that we were using back then, I probably would laugh, but it was a big deal. But I was very interested in that, and then when I had a chance to have a computer, and it was really something. I had the floppy disks, the big floppy disks. Yeah, that's what I had in my computer at home, the first one that I ever had at home. So, I've been futzing around with stuff on computers for a long time, and there's a lot of people that were doing it a lot more than me, who are in my same age range, and, things are going to change based on us as we get older, and the people that come after us as they get older. So anyway, now I'm looking for yard sales, and I'm not in the area where I was. I shouldn't be out poking around at yard sales. I don't need the inventory, for sure. But the weather is nice. I don't want to go home. And, it'll give me something to do. I might not find anything, and that'd be all right, too. I'd just be out poking around looking at stuff. Okay, I don't know if anybody else has this problem, if this footage even ends up in a video, but when you walk up to a yard sale, do you feel obligated to buy something? Or do you just not, does it not bother you if you walk away without buying anything? I have issues with that. I have issues with asking for deals. I have a hard time doing that. And I have issues with not buying anything, especially if the people are really nice. I'm so bad. I need to not be like this. But if they're really nice, then you want to buy something from them. And if they just have crap or stuff that's too expensive, what do? I need to turn around and go back to the land of the old people where the yard sales might have good stuff. I gotta turn around. And the roads get all weird as you're going into Sun City too, because they turn into creeper lanes, where you can only go like 20 or whatever, 25 through the whole area. Like they'll have a main road, and it's still like 30 miles an hour. That's as fast as you can go because of the golf carts. Oh, I should have had my camera. I need to get this out of the way. I should have taken my, if I could talk today. There was a golf cart at the bank, at one of the banks that I went to, and I was cracking up because I had just told you guys about all the golf carts, and And this little guy just drove up to the bank in his golf cart. They treat them like they're cars, you know. Like that's how they get around. They go to the grocery store in their golf carts. They're not. Golf carts aren't just for golf anymore. Not out here. Okay, now I'm in a residential neighborhood. I was trying. Maybe I'll find a yard sale. Who knows? Okay, now I'm going the wrong direction. I don't even know where I am. Okay, there's an open house. That is not the same thing as a yard sale. I don't want to look at houses. Well, that was kind of an epic fail. I drove around for, it's like 40 minutes, 45 minutes. I did not find a single yard sale. Now, I'm guessing it's because it's the week between Christmas and New Year's, and a lot of people just didn't want to bother with a yard sale. It didn't even dawn on me that maybe there wouldn't be any yard sales this weekend because of the fact that it's, you know, New Year's weekend. But why not? You know, I don't understand. Anyway, I'm going to drive around a little bit more. Everybody uses the neon green and pink signs for the yard sales here if they're doing it right, because you know, everybody looks for those. So you can see them from a distance, and then you kind of know if you need to be in the left-hand lane or the right-hand lane or whatever. Anyway, yeah, so that's what's been going on. I'm not really bummed that I haven't found any because it's really nice. So I'm just having a good time driving around, not being at home, and, you know, not getting yelled at, and not listening to people screaming at the neighbors and all that good stuff, or all that bad stuff, whatever you want to call it, all that negative stuff. Anyway, so I'm going to shut this off, and I'm going to roll my window down again so I can enjoy the weather.
Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Yippee! Hooray! Happy New Year! That's all, folks.